Florida has a great new option for healthy living. Our Natural Health Expos were a hit last year, so 2026 brings more events around Florida. This special event offers health and wellness opportunities for people and pets. High quality experts in well-being, healing, anti-aging, and natural living. Plus, you'll find speakers, demonstrations, and much more. All details, lists of locations, and discounted admission can be found at naturalwellnessexpo.com.
Hi, I'm Susan from My Enchanted Path, where I create divinely guided candles, intention oils, soaps, and more that make your spiritual practice simple. No complicated rituals needed. The names may be playful, but every product is serious about helping you shift your energy. All fragrances are clean and safe, free from the major toxins no one wants in their home or on their skin. With a 5-star rating and over 100,000 customers, MyEnchantedPath.com is a place to find charming items for an enchanted life.
Are you longing for the deepest healing of your soul? The kind that transforms you from the soul outward? At JewishHealer.com, Dr. Doran Shalev offers powerful energy healing rooted in the ancient wisdom of Kabbalah, where he heals the body through the soul and the soul through divine connection. Your transformation begins with a single session. Treat yourself and book yours today at JewishHealer.com. All sessions are 50% off through December.
Join us for Spirit Fest, coming soon to a city near you. Spirit Fest is a metaphysical, holistic, and crystal expo featuring an amazing array of vendors, speakers, authors, artists, crystals, healers, psychic readers, and more. Spirit Fest is your chance to explore and connect with others of like mind. Get all details, including our upcoming locations up and down the East Coast, also discounted admission, and more at spiritfestusa.com. Our next event is January 10th and 11th with special guests and special presentations, including psychic explorer, medium Mark Anthony, and also historical researcher, explorer, and author Jim Vieira. What if Sanctuary wasn't just a place, but a way of living? Welcome to the Sanctuary Network, your weekly home for conversations that awaken the heart, heal the body, and inspire the spirit. I'm your host, Mary Ellen Popick, the creator of Spirit Fest and the Natural Wellness Expos. For 2 decades, I've been creating spaces, now creating a bold new broadcast for mind, body, and spirit, where seekers, healers, and teachers come together to share wisdom, laughter, and transformation. We've seen what happens when communities gather. People become enlivened. Now, through the Sanctuary Network, that same spirit is reaching you, wherever you are in the world. Each week, we'll sit down with thought leaders, authors, and everyday visionaries. We'll also shine a light on the grassroots voices of the Sanctuary Marketplace, the healers, vendors, and practitioners who make this movement thrive. This isn't just another show, it's your sanctuary, a space to pause, reflect, and reconnect with what matters most. So, take a deep breath, open your heart, and join me. Together, let's step into the sanctuary. Oh, welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us on our live show tonight here. It is Wednesday, February 18th, and we are with international psychic medium Lana Louise, who is a fan favorite at Spirit Fest and also a very good friend, and I'm very glad to have you here. We're busy sharing our our show to all of our Facebook pages. So we have got a lot to talk about. I say tonight, many of you are listening throughout the week as well. We're going to be discussing trusting your intuitive abilities and really talking about making that divine connection, because it's such a layered thing. And I'm not going to use the word complicated because it's not complicated. We rely on our own intuition so much, and I feel like people just don't realize how much they do rely on it. So anyway, welcome Lana, and thank you for joining us. We're going to have a fun discussion here. So before we really get into talking about enhancing our intuitive abilities, tell us about you. Tell us about reading your bio. You got started very young, and it was kind of lengthy, so I thought it would be better if you told the story and you got to where we are now.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you, Jess, in the back for coordinating all of this. So my name is Lana Louise, and I grew up in Boston, Massachusetts, and I was raised very strict, and I also was raised very sick. So when you're a child, however you're raised and what your parents and teachers and religions taught you, they would say, "Oh, you have imaginary friends and this and that." But I've had three near-death experiences. That's
Wow.
number one. That was pretty phenomenal. And two of them came to me later on in life, around 6 or 10 years old. And
Hmm.
then afterwards, the very first one didn't come until probably 2016 because I went under hypnosis. So,
Wow.
long story short, I always used to dream quite a bit. I used to feel immensely, like people say empaths are highly sensitive people, which we all are. I didn't know how to control my own energy. And I also think it was just my upbringing and what I felt and feeling so alone in that world.
Hmm.
So I always had a guide, I would call him now. His name is Jimmy. And then I would be up all night long. And I still see him to this day exactly how he is. He's one of my guides. And as I evolved and try to understand, and the real life, I have school, I have friends, I would say things that would just happen afterwards. My grandmother always knew,
Hmm.
but she never came out and said it until right before she passed away. She just accepted me the way I am. So it wasn't really discussed in my family. So around like about 12, 13, I started looking at different cards. But the big thing was like regular deck of cards. My grandmother and grandparents used to show me how to play poker, okay, because
Hmm.
we're Italian. And I would lose every time, but we would be around their friends, and I would see somebody's whole life in front of me. And they would just look at me, and my grandmother would be like, "All right, you can go in the other room." So she was very protective of me, but understood. So I could actually see somebody's life and, past lives and everything. So as I evolved, I studied, I've read every book, Bible, every religion, not every religion, but I've studied a lot.
Hmm.
And then I started doing sessions without even knowing I was doing sessions without charging them around 14, 15.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been a long time in a day. And then I took many classes from different psychic and mediums, a lot of spiritual classes about energy, about Reiki, getting certified in Reiki, and all that. So here I am today, and I've been doing this for a really long time. So I'm really excited. I love working with people. I love teaching people, but
Hmm.
my big thing is that I can see their souls. I see their love because we're a spirit and a soul inside a human body, but I see beyond that. So
Hmm.
even though you hear yelling and you have this platform, I see your love. I see your soul, and I know how it speaks to each other. So that's
Wow.
that.
When did you start doing this professionally? How long have you been doing it professionally?
Professionally, like getting paid, 17, 16, 17.
Oh, wow. Okay, so quite a while.
Yeah, but I always went by a different name. So my
Oh,
family didn't know.
okay. That's funny. I don't think that that's uncommon for for readers to go by a different name. So,
In the closet.
right, right. Um, and so you're in Boston now and you join us at Spirit Fest all the way from Boston. So we're always really lucky to have you. Do you know what the next Spirit Fest that you're going to be doing is?
Well, I'm hoping for it, Maya's, but
Okay.
my life has been a little bit crazy trying to do a lot of transformations, which everybody's is, right? So
Yes.
I'm hoping for March,
Yes.
into
Yeah.
March. Actually, May. That's May, the end of
It
May.
is, yes.
Yeah.
And our website is spiritfestusa.com for anybody who's interested in looking at the schedule of the shows. So, and then usually when you come into, we do try to do, at the very least, have you do a speaking spot or a workshop or something like that too. So that'll be another opportunity, for people to learn from you and to give more. So if people do have any questions or comments tonight, Lana does have her cards and she might be doing a few readings. So, The number is 800-930-2818, and Jessica will let us know when anybody chimes in. And then we also feel free to interact with the page on the Facebook or on the Transformation Network page as well too. So we're a fairly new show, and we've been really heartened by the interaction that we get. We really do appreciate that. So one of the things that I want to talk to you about, and we'll do it in the third segment, our show's an hour and a half, is recognizing people that are genuine mediums, because anybody can say that they're a medium, and then sometimes people make claims. And I'm interested to hear your perception of, because we've actually discussed this, but I wanted to kind of do it where other people could hear. Um, a lot of it is, again, using your intuition when you're choosing a medium. But there are people that say that they can channel everything, including the kitchen sink. And I just think it might be interesting to actually get some perspective on that. So, okay. So going back to trusting your intuitive abilities, we're at a really interesting time right now, especially astrologically. Do you want to speak to that a little bit?
Yeah. Do you want me to talk about the Lunar New Year that we just had yesterday?
Yeah, I want you to talk about anything you want to.
Okay.
Just
Don't
you
say
and
no.
I having a conversation.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. So, in the Chinese New Year, which was yesterday, we had a new moon, we had a solar eclipse, and we had the New Year's. Very powerful. It's in the sign of the fire horse.
Mm-hmm.
So people, if they feel as though they've been stuck for a while, because let's go backwards. 2025, how you do numerology and come up with this year and how they do it. I understand astrology a little bit, is that they add the number of the end of the year. It's just kind of like your life path. So I tell everybody, add your birthday down into a single digit and then add it into the year that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
So not only do you get it as a soul, as your life path, but also where you are in the world. So in 2025, that was a 9 year. A 9 year was all about completion, the snake, the shedding. And we were thinking, oh, it was all over once we hit January 1st, but it really wasn't, because we were still kind of cleaning off the plates,
Mm-hmm.
shedding that skin. So now we're in the fire horse. And even myself, the last few weeks, I could feel it, and it had me spinning. So I feel as though people that, if they feel as though they're spinning and they're getting a lot of nervous anxiety, which a lot of people will feel this year, and I feel as though the fixed signs will feel it a lot more than any other sign. What's going to happen is you're going to have to really take care of yourself and rest a lot, which we just talked about. Try to cut back on caffeine, connect with nature. At
What are
least
the fixed signs? Sorry to interrupt. Which are yeah.
Taurus, like myself, we have, I can't even think right now. Excuse me. Taurus,
I can look it up.
Taurus, Virgo, and why can't I think of this right now? Like I said, I understand astrology, but I just can't picture this right now. So if you're a fixed sign, like an earth sign, those people will feel it the most. Okay. And the big thing is that everybody, no matter what your sign is going to be feeling rushed. People are quitting their jobs. They're either getting laid off, fired, they're walking out. Even if you're retired and they're like, well, I don't work anyways, you may just start another project. You may start something else new, a new relationship. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel as though with everybody rushing into the world in 2026, which is a 1 year, it's about new beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And new beginnings is really about what doesn't serve you any longer. So especially the next 4 weeks going into Pisces and then Mercury retrograde, it's going to make you look, okay, what is real and what is fake on
Mm-hmm.
within yourself and within the world. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to hear a lot of stuff about like the news and, you know, everything else, what's real and what's not real. And I don't watch the news. But even on a different plane of being, yourself on this earth. It's how you're coming up and what you're showing up authentically as. Because
Mm-hmm.
anybody can be anything they want. They can just create it. That's manifestation. But you really have to step in your power. And that fire horse is really pushing you to be authentic, to speak your truth, and to be honest, but not just for yourself, but for the community. Now,
Mm-hmm.
everybody has their own truths, right? So even my family, my mother, God bless her soul, she never understood this. It used to freak her out. It used to scare her because her own beliefs. But right before she passed, she's like, I got something to tell you. And she told me that my grandmother was coming for her. So I said, Mom, are you all right? She goes, I'm scared. I said, don't be scared. Grab onto that love and just hold it. And it gave her some peace. So,
Mm-hmm.
however, it helped her to support her at that time of her passing. But what I will tell you with the fire horse this year and rushing in and people running and or feeling stuck, they are going to make transformations. You have no holding you back this year. You're going to have to, whether you like it or not. Whether you, oh, I feel comfortable. Like I'm a fixed sign, I'm a Taurus. I don't like change. I've more embraced over the last couple of years to more go with the flow,
Mm-hmm.
fluidity. And now, right now, we're going into Pisces, and so more of the water, of the flowing. And then also, too, with that heavy, heavy fire energy, if you're drinking a lot of caffeine or energy drinks or adrenals or anything like that and go, 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 you are going to fry yourself out. So, what
Yes.
balances fire is water. So
Mm-hmm.
drink more water, eat cleaner as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you do. You're very health conscious as well. Um, so I also think too on a perspective on people themselves this year, and the download I got was really about love because this
Oh
world is
yeah.
changing so much.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it really everything, oh, I got to get the job. Oh, I got to, if you put love into it, it will be for you and you're living authentically. And when
Mm-hmm.
you speak authentically from your heart. I've always been very heart centered. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's why I'm so sensitive, or vice versa. I don't know, because I feel so much and I feel people. And, even with COVID, I really didn't feel anything too much. I was always working from home, so it didn't affect me. That was fine.
Mm-hmm.
My store would be once a week and I was good. But then afterwards, I absorbed so much. I was like exhausted. I got extremely sick after that. So even though I was okay here on earth, my body and my energies was absorbing too much. No matter how much I cleared myself and cleansed myself and did my rituals, I didn't realize it. So it's
Mm-hmm.
really about being grounded this year, about being authentically in love, in love with yourself,
Mm-hmm.
in love with your community, and what you're giving back. Because there is no going back to
Mm-hmm.
what we all have been through. There's been fighting, there's lies, and we'll always have that on the earth. And I always felt, even before I understand all this stuff, and I don't know everything. I always thought that the world, when I was a little girl, I always thought it was so beautiful. I was just so grateful for everything. And I didn't have much growing up at all. But when I had that love from
Mm-hmm.
people and from family, I mean, my plate was full. And when I gave authentically to anybody. So I really think it's about moving forward with your heart, which is going to be very, very important for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever is yours will never pass you by.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when things don't come your way, which we'll talk about intuition and signs afterwards, it's not meant for you. It's
Right.
just,
Right. Kind of like a secret that I've discovered, and I know I didn't create this. I, didn't even really discover it, but I'm just really realizing the power of it, is when you don't like something that is in your life, the only way, not, maybe not the only, but when it is resistant and it does not want to leave you, sometimes the only option is to fall in love with it. You have to be able to give it love and accept it for what it is, even though it might be completely opposite of what you like or enjoy or want. But once you can finally give it that and get into that resonance, then it will finally fall
Yeah,
away.
it's all about love and forgiveness.
Yeah, but it's in the world. It's not even stuff that necessarily pertains to us directly. You
Oh,
know,
it's
yeah,
whatever we are and whatever we feel and what we're learning goes out to the world. So it does
right,
affect everybody.
right,
So I mean, everybody's had their challenges, and I have.
right.
So instead of embracing it, I was going against it, and I
Hmm.
didn't understand it, and frustrated, and hurt, and grief, and loss. And it's been a couple of years now, almost 2 years, and I know this is not the forever in my life, wherever I am. I
Hmm.
know things will completely evolve, but in order to gain, you must lose. And that is the hardest thing. And
Yeah,
also, in order to gain, you have to love and forgive and send that back out into the world no matter what.
right,
What?
right. And
I,
it's hard now. There's so much going on in the world. It seems like there's chaos. And but we can do it, and that is really literally what's going to change the world. It's going to change the paradigm of the world when we start operating on a more of a loving frequency. I think things are going to change, and I think that we're right at the precipice, honestly.
oh yeah. I mean, we are starting now. And like I
Yeah.
said, all about love. And that was some of my download that I got.
Oh,
You
tell
know,
us about the download.
so the download was really about my guides, and I don't, I call them in, but sometimes when you get intuitive hits, and we'll discuss that, and it's like, oh, I should go to the store. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. Well, sometimes I could be just sitting there or walking, and all of a sudden, I'm getting all this information, and I just either have to write it down or I just talk into my phone and got it. And I got it a few weeks ago when we spoke, and my guides were just saying to me, you beings think you're the only ones there on earth, but you're not, because we are coming in with you and we've already been with you. So we
Yes.
know how wonderful. And remember, if I don't look at you, I'm just kind of channeling right now.
Right.
So they said, you beings on earth don't understand that you have it all, and that love always has to come first, and to create harmony and have all those things that we're used to, and what was given or even taken away has to be broken down to create the new. And we've been trying to do this for the last 8, 9 years, they said. And people and governments and even us people here on earth, from the smallest to the strongest here, has been fighting it because of greed and because of different beliefs. And we all know this. But when you come from a soul group as a community, and as well as knowing someone like, oh, I feel like I just met you, that was part of your soul group, that they brought you here onto this earth.
Right.
So they're still there with you, they say, but they don't understand why people have such a hard time, because they forget we are souls and spirits just like them.
Hmm.
I know, even as a child, even though I knew it was beautiful, it was dramatically hard for me. And now that I've gotten older, and some people learn quicker than others, but when you go into that heart, you always know what you're supposed to do. You always know where you're supposed to be at that given time. And you always know deep down in your heart, no matter what's going on in the world, where you're supposed to be, who is going to show up for you, and how everything is divinely timed, not on our time, but on their time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There is no time. It's a lineal time. It's very, very different.
Right.
I feel as though, from what they were saying to me, that we have to create more love and more harmony in this world, and not to rush things on this earth from now on, not to not be grateful for things, and also to create that harmony within you, but also others. People are now opening up their eyes about how much more people need help.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be where the conflict may come in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Community. We need to build community, unlike ever before.
Exactly. So they understand that we are making more shifts, and they will definitely support us. And people talk about the breath, and people hold their breath, they said, but you can never forget your breath, because they are connected to us no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And it's extremely important for them to uphold us, but for us to uphold them as well, because
Right.
we have taken advantage of them so much, so much.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
one of the reasons that we do Spirit Fest, is to create that community, to create that type of a higher energy, and then people can experience that, and then let that kind of be a marker for them so that they can know what they can achieve,
and,
if
and
they're
and
not
I
used to
will
it.
tell you, I mean, I've done other fairs and big events and stuff, and vibration, right? And some people may not, but I will tell you, every Spirit Fest that I've ever worked for and with, the energy is incredible. It's so much love, so much caring. There's no fighting, there's no bickering. People are so warm and so open. And I think because of you, you set that stage. So I am grateful for that. And I know everybody else is, Mary Ellen. So I just wanted to acknowledge you as well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But again, I always say they don't come to see me. They come to see you. They come to see all of the great vendors and readers and healers that are there.
Yeah, but
So,
you hold the space, though.
yeah.
To
Yeah.
hold the space. So that's so important.
Yeah.
Money will be there, events will be there, people will be there. They go in, they go out, they change, we're evolving. But to hold that space like I do for others is so important, is
Yeah.
so important. So a lot of people don't understand that.
Community is more important than ever right now, and we're just getting so far away from it now. Our neighborhoods are in our phones, for a lot of the younger people, and we're just getting away from that interaction. And there are just some things, it's great to be online and be able to connect with people, but there's nothing like doing it in person.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, that's why it's a special event to have everybody around there. So we're going to head into break here in a couple of minutes, but before we go, give us your websites where people can find you.
So it's www.lana, Lana, Louise, Louise.com. You have to email me directly if you're looking for an appointment. And I do have a class coming up in March, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh, good. Okay. Okay. All right. So we've got a couple of minutes here before we go to break. So the divine connection, explain that in a few words.
Divine connection is you, God, your love, and your guides. That's
Hmm.
the divine connection of just being open
Right.
about removing everything and everyone.
For
It's just,
me, it's a lot easier when I don't listen to the news or
I
listen to
don't
the
even,
people. Yeah.
I don't even,
Yeah.
I have one TV, I never put it on.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. It's really tough right now. It really is.
See, and that's why it's like, even when COVID was going on, I'm like, I didn't watch the news. I just didn't. I already know what was happening. I just wanted to be in my own little world,
Right.
even though I was aware what was going on, but I just don't. I mean, I know I don't even have to put the TV on. I just post my stuff on Facebook and social
Right.
media, and that's it. I'm out.
Well,
And if
well,
I'm
that's one of the
interested,
benefits of being psychic. You don't have to watch the news.
everybody's psychic. Everything.
Um, okay, all right. We're gonna head to break now, and then when we come back, we're gonna be talking more about trusting your intuitive abilities and how that intuition comes in. And we've got a lot to go over. So we'll have a few messages from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Thank you, everybody.
Hi, this is the Celtic seer, Barbara McGillicuddy, and you can find me at barbaramcgillicuddy.com or on YouTube at Metaphysical Awakenings with Barbara and Eric. As a medium and animal communicator, it is my joy to speak with people on this side and people who have crossed over to bring forth beautiful messages of love.
Hi, I'm Susan from My Enchanted Path, where I create divinely guided candles, intention oils, soaps, and more that make spiritual practice simple, no complicated rituals. The names may be playful, but every product is serious about helping you shift your energy. All fragrances are clean and safe, free from major toxins no one wants in their home or on their skin. With a 5-star rating and over 100,000 customers, MyEnchantedPath.com is a trusted source for charming items for an enchanted life. Hi, I'm Susan from My Enchanted Path, where I create divinely guided candles, intention oils, soaps, and more that make your spiritual practice simple, no complicated rituals needed. The names may be playful, but every product is serious about helping you shift your energy. All fragrances are clean and safe, free from the major toxins no one wants in their home or on their skin. With a 5-star rating and over 100,000 customers, MyEnchantedPath.com is a place to find charming items for an enchanted life.
Experience the healing magic of the Himalayas. Tibetan singing bowl classes and sessions are available at Kopali Inputs, which is located at downtown St. Petersburg, Florida.
Are you longing for the deepest healing of your soul? The kind that transforms you from the soul outward? At JewishHealer.com, Dr. Doran Shalev offers powerful energy healing rooted in the ancient wisdom of Kabbalah, where he heals the body through the soul and the soul through divine connection. Your transformation begins with a single session. Treat yourself and book yours today at JewishHealer.com. All sessions are 50% off through December.
Everyone. We've got a really interesting show today with psychic medium Lana Louise, and we're discussing trusting your intuitive abilities and talking about the divine connection. So we're really getting ready to get into it now about our intuition, about how much we rely on it. I feel like a lot of people are utilizing it on a regular basis and don't realize it. I've been very heartened in the last couple of years. I'm noticing a lot more men coming to Spirit Fest by themselves, not dragged by their other half, and they go find a place to sit down and get on their phone. But I know that men are into it, and I feel like also that women know how to rely on their intuition a little bit better. And I think men are really just discovering this great secret and tool. So talk to us about our intuitive abilities, and then how are we going to be able to trust them more?
Okay, so first of all, when it comes to men, I think the funny thing is with me over the last year or two, I find more professional men or professional women that usually is not in the woohoo world, if you want to call it. And they're like, oh, I get these signs, or people say, what's my sign? So it's about building up the relationship, right? So I tell everybody, you know, eventually someday I'm not going to be here on this earth. So I want everybody to kind of learn off of me because yes, it's easy, but the biggest thing is, you know, even naturally, we have our five senses, right? We hear, we feel, we smell, we touch, we see, hear, we have dreams. Some people don't dream, some people just write. But I think the big thing is with intuition, it's, you know, it's about trust, love and trust. You know,
Trusting ourselves.
trusting spirit,
Mm-hmm.
trusting ourselves and trusting us and just opening. So
Right.
like, so if I say to somebody, say, oh, you know, which I would never do, but to say, oh yeah, I know you're psychic, and they're like, no, I'm not. Well, sometimes I get signs and I don't know what it is and this and that. Well, that's perfect. So depending on how you were raised and what your beliefs are, again, nobody's supposed to force anybody to think what they feel or what their truth is. And when it comes to intuition, I can tell anybody right now, I guarantee you went to a house party, you went somewhere, or you're standing in line and you just felt something that was not right. You don't know why, you just had a feeling, or maybe the lines were all busy. And even the longest line in the grocery store, you know what? I just feel like that one's going to go quicker. And you go down, everybody's still stuck where you were, and then you just go right through. Or you just say, you know, I just feel I'm going to go around the parking lot. I feel like there's going to be an open space on the other side, and there you go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it happens. Or especially women. So women usually are more aware of their intuition. I'm not going to say they're more intuitive, but they're more aware of it because we have that cord of having a child,
Right.
being pregnant. And even if you didn't, it's just we have this intuition that's much more open. And the funny thing is, sometimes the people that don't trust their intuition are highly intuitive because they're so wide open, but then again, they put this block up because they don't trust it. It's not their belief. They're not sure about it. So when I teach people about intuition, I give them examples like that. And then I say, okay, do you ever have a gut feeling? Like my son was in the military and I was, you know, I just had this feeling. I woke up, and this is me, it could be somebody else, but I woke up at 1:30 in the morning and I couldn't breathe. I could not breathe, like I was drowning. 2 minutes later, my phone goes off. My son that was on the ship while he was in the Marines was going down and the alarm went off.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's me, but I know a lot of people too, like if they can walk down the street or go around the corner, I tell everybody too, play a game with yourself. You know, not just your spirit guides, and we'll get into that. Your intuition is your natural GPS. That
I like
tells
that.
you to go left, right, forward, back, wait. You know, it just know it's in your gut. And you don't need a pull. Some people get a pull. Some people just get a feeling or sense it. Or sometimes they may just get like a word, and it's like a voice that says, get away, leave, or go
Right.
ahead, go do it, go talk to him or her. You know, you just get that feeling.
Right.
I tell everybody too, there's no such thing as wrong. It's either you're going to learn or you're going to love it. And you just get to know your own soul and your own abilities because everybody has them. When people say, oh, I was born a medium, I'm a natural born medium. Oh my God, God forgive me. Everybody is intuitive, everybody can be psychic, and everybody is a medium. You just have to know how they all work.
That's great.
90% of when I teach my students, and even when I went through to refine my abilities through Mavis Patel at the Finley College. God bless her. She was my mentor, and I've taken many classes from other people just to understand and fine tune my abilities. It's just like when you're making a cake, you want to fine tune it, right? Because
Right.
everybody's taste is differently, but they're basically all the same abilities you have. You just want to fine tune what works for you. And sometimes I will tell you during COVID, right? All of a sudden I woke up one day and I said, oh my God, I can't see. Not from my eyes, but from my third eye. Because usually, which I do now, I would see a person like you in spirit, clear as day in front of me.
Wow.
I lost that ability. It was from everything that I was absorbing on top of being exhausted. And then I knew my team was going to work with me differently. So even though people say, oh, I'm clairvoyant, you can fry yourself out from that.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm extremely clairvoyant, extreme. But I also start working with my ears, clairsentience, hearing, tasting, nose. But all that are your abilities. All of your intuition is just that, having that gut. And that gut feeling is, I just feel it. I don't know why, but I just know. I just know. And I always tell somebody when I'm giving them a session, and I said, you know, I don't know why I feel this, but I just know. I don't know why, but I don't. But I always say I could be wrong, because linear time here on Earth, it's everybody's free will, right?
Yeah.
And it comes to having their own choices and doing what they want. But even guiding yourself and knowing those nudges, okay, and that intuitive hit, you will know. You will definitely know. You will feel it. 90% is love and trust of yourself, of your soul, of your spirit, God, and your guides.
Let's pause for just a second. We had a caller who asked about if you could draw a card for her.
Oh, yes. That's Diana, right? Okay. So, Diana, I hope you're here. And if not, you can always watch the replay, or anybody else.
From Phoenix, right?
Yeah, Diana from Phoenix. So I usually don't pull cards, but I will right now. I can kind of tap into her energy. I'm going to pull a card from my own deck, which is the Soul's Journey. And never did I ever think that I would design my own deck. But I said, you know, if I could use something that would help people along their own journey once I pass, and what they need to focus on, because it's always internally, it's never on the outside, it's always here. Your energy, your chakras, your gut instincts, your abilities, everything. Okay. So it's a Soul's Journey deck, and I'm going to pull a card for Diana in Arizona. I like Arizona, Diana. I've been out there. So what does Diana need to know for her highest best? What does Diana need to focus on? So, and this is funny because this is about everybody in the next few weeks, about big transformation. So, Diana, I feel as though whatever you're contemplating, and not sure where to navigate yourself, right? We can have that gut instinct, but sometimes our monkey mind, which is the front part of our brain, goes in and out, in and out. Always take that breath, close your eyes, and then cancel out anything that is coming from you, not to you, because that's a big difference. So the card I got from you, from Diana, is vision. So that means she's looking out into the world. She's trying to gain a clear vision. I feel as though very cloudy, she's very busy. She's highly intelligent as well. And I also feel as though at times too, she can overwhelm herself. So I just feel as though intuitively, and I feel as though it's about work and moving, both, to be honest with you. And I always could be wrong, but intuitively, I feel as though definitely you have to kind of, I tell everybody, if you're not sure of what you want to do, and this is a good time to do it, write it down. Write down not just what you want, but to get a clearer vision. I want a job. I want money. No, it's not like that. Get a clear vision, meaning that don't write down, you can write all the things that you don't want, but the more you say you don't want something, that's all the more you're attracting that. And that's what's coming to you. So you got to kind of change that mindset and your repetitive words and think clearer on what and how you want to move forward. And I also, too, during the next few weeks, not just with Mercury retrograde, I feel as though this week, because Neptune is really opening up, there's absolutely no veil whatsoever. So everybody's going to gain more clarity. Everybody's going to have a clearer vision. And I really feel as though she's going to have to make some important decisions and try to take care of like gaining more energy as well. So that is for her.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for listening and thank you for calling, Diana. So, okay, let's talk more about the divine connection too. I know for me, I can get in the zone the majority of the time. It's very rare where I can't, either through meditation or just kind of stopping and, finding a peaceful time, that I can't get into the zone. For me, the only challenge is if things are really going not good in my life. If there's trouble with relationships or different challenges, sometimes it is very difficult to regain that divine connection feeling. So what do you suggest to people about making that divine connection every day, being able to feel that?
Well, as humans, we all get tired. We all get really worn out. And even myself through my own life, like I've been through a lot, like I said, and sometimes you just got to check out and really, and I used to hate this expression, trust the process. And that's where your guides come in. And people say, oh, I want a sign. What's my sign? What's my sign? Who's my guide? It's like you got to build up that relationship with yourself with 90% of trust and love. 10% is just the mechanics. It's just the mechanics of understanding it. And that's how I teach. People, by the time I train them and say, okay, this, and this, do you understand that? And, kind of, if you can't meditate, because there's different types of meditation, right? So I teach meditations every Monday. I do a process. There's also hypnosis, which I'm a clinical hypnotist as well. So I even have sometimes the hardest people that cannot get into that zone of clearing that mind, separating the conscious and subconscious, and just opening up the heart space. Because sometimes we have so much going on internally, and then on the outside, we absorb. So we don't even know what's coming to us, from us, at us, or anything like that. I tell people to go for a walk. It's very important. Well, it's snow. Well, where I am, I have over 2 feet of snow. So I walk in my apartment, or sometimes I get to the mall. I put my headphones in and I just walk. And I just kind of go into my own space. If they can't sit there quietly, I have clients that they go, I can't sit here. And then I do hypnosis. And then as long as you allow yourself, I'm not going to say it's easy, but sometimes you just got to check out, not to check out, but check in.
Right.
So, perfect example. During COVID, or even now, sometimes it's hard for me to get out of my house. I just got to go outside, and it's freezing here. I'll touch a branch. I'll touch a tree. Just take those deep breaths. Call yourself back. Get out of your own space. Get out of your own mind. Shut your phone off. Put it on silent. Don't answer any calls. Just get out. Say, I belong to myself. I belong to myself. I'm calling myself back now.
And this is another opportunity for you to use your intuition about what it is that's going to help you at that moment, kind of restore that connection if you feel like you've lost it.
Yeah, we never lose it. Sometimes it's expanded and stretched because we have so much going on, like I said. So, I mean, like, say if you have an issue and say, oh, God, I don't know what to do about this situation, this relationship, and it's really eating you up, you're going to fry yourself out. You're going to burn yourself out. So I'm saying divert yourself. The best way to do that is raise your vibration. Don't try to sit there quietly. Redirect your mind into more of a loving, joyful heart space. Put music on. I've been catching myself all the time, changing the music. My dog, me and her, we sit, we meditate. I do my work. She's so good, God bless her. But sometimes I'm like, okay, the energy's heavy. And also this other thing is, and I don't know if you ever heard of this. So if you can't get out of your house, but I highly, to reconnect with yourself is one, go into your heart space, call yourself back, whether you're inside or outside. Shut everything down. Go outside. Now, say if you're stuck in your house, which I know people are in hospitals, they're stuck. Listen to music, high vibration music.
Yep.
Watch a fun movie. Listen to a comedy show. Don't think about anything, because when your soul is saying you can't connect because it's tired, to rest, and then you seek out a professional, maybe if they can kind of guide you and support you through that. And then you'll be like, oh, now I'm not relying on that other person, but I trust this person to kind of guide me in that sacred space, knowing that I can trust myself and my own intuition.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. For me, this is a big thing. Feng shui, they say clean the windows and air out the room and get some fresh air. Sometimes people can't. It's called house burping. I don't know if you heard of this.
No.
It's true. So if you can't get out of your house, or if you can't clean your windows, or it's too cold, or whatever, just every day for 30 minutes, open up your windows and clear the energy and clear the air.
Yeah, the Swedish and the Scandinavian countries, they do it every day. They take their bed linens out every single day and air them outside. It could be 10 below, and they'll do that.
Yeah, every single day, open up your windows. The other thing is raise your vibration. What if you're spinning out of control and you can't concentrate? Just when I tell everybody, just relax, take a breath. And even if you're walking, I can walk and literally picture a gold light around my head and put a big bubble. And I know that energy from the sun, from the universe, from my guides, from love is coming through me. And I'm just filtering it out. It's almost like I imagine it. Like somebody walk like a cartoon or something, and they're all breaking around like different pieces, and it's like all little pieces and granules. Well, that's what I feel. I'm a whole body, and that light's coming through me, and all that darkness, all those the little granules, anything that I picked up, negative thought, negative energy, just disperses in the air.
Yeah. Let's talk about some other examples of intuition. You talked about finding a parking spot or things like that. An example, some of the things that I can think of are, when I had the store, the Sanctuary for Mind, Body, and Spirit years ago, I would hear all the time about people would come in unexpectedly. They weren't even planning, but they happened to be out. They decided to pop in and ran into somebody they hadn't seen in 3 years. And they spent the rest of the afternoon talking and catching up. I used to hear that a lot. That kind of leads into, if somebody asks you to do something, you might think more literally, I guess. Well, do I want to do that? Well, maybe not, but why not? If they asked you, maybe that's Spirit's way of getting you to be able to where they need you to be. Follow that intuition. If you get that, maybe I should just do it. Just don't overthink.
Well, you can learn or you can love it afterwards, right? But sometimes people, like we were talking about our soul groups, we're like, oh God, I just met this person, but I feel like I've known you for like 100 years. That is our soul group from the other side. That's it. Those also sometimes too, we call those earth angels, people that just pop in. We don't even know where they come from.
Right.
They're like, oh, this person, all of a sudden you turn around, they're gone. You don't even know where they come from.
Yeah, but is that intuition? We're talking about specific intuition.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you say if you bump into somebody 3 years and, oh, maybe I should try this, maybe I should not try that. I think people come into your life for a reason and a season. You have to try to trust your own intuition by asking yourself truly within you. You already know, oh, I got a job offer. Yeah, I'm going to take it because I need the money. But you just know it's not going to be for you, but you're going to do it anyways. You're going to try it. I've had so many people that I said, okay, I'll work with them. And I kind of knew, but I gave them the benefit of the doubt. But everything that wasn't for me, I learned by that. So when you go into your intuition and learning to trust, it's a daily practice. So I tell everybody, look, if you want to practice it, say, all right, somebody's going to call you and you're going to guess what color clothes they have on. If you can see it, or maybe you can feel the texture. And that's your intuition is your gut and also your abilities of psychically as well. So I will say to my students, all right, next time the phone rings, put it down. Don't look at it. See if you can guess who's calling you or texting you. Or when we see the news coming for you, if you can say, all right, I'm going to guess that Maria so-and-so is going to have a green dress on tonight. See if you're right. You know, pull a card for yourself, even if it's a regular deck of cards. Start off with if it's red or black. What is the, is it a diamond? Is it a heart? Something like that. I have these games all the time. Crazy enough, I do it all day long. It just comes secondhand to me. I'll say, okay, now as far as intuition and signs and knowing if it's real, you ask your support and your loved ones, your guides, seen and unseen, known and unknown, all your guides, okay, all your love, all your God, everything. And you're like, okay, so when my mom passed, and even when she didn't pass, I just knew every time she was thinking of me, not because I was psychic or intuitive. I just knew. I just knew it. I don't know if it's that cord, that invisible cord that's still connected. And I would call her up and I'd be like, Mom, you're not feeling good today. I would do the same thing with my son. People just know. Sometimes people have a harder time, but you can keep practicing, whether it be with an image, whether it be seeing who calls you or whatever. That's your intuition, right? Seeing if you start working with that, pulling cards for yourself just for fun. That's what I did. I didn't know if I was right or wrong at such a young age, 6 or 7. But then when you start seeing your signs, so your signs, people are like, oh, Mayan's a bird, Mayan's this. Your guides and your signs will continuously be there, but they'll also change. So how to develop a stronger relationship. So my mom first passed. I was like, don't even come. I'm not even ready. I was not ready. And when she had passed away, I didn't feel anything because I was grieving, right? And people, especially with mediumship or when we lose someone, haven't heard from somebody, but they want to hear from them. Put that intention out. Put that loving intention. So that's daily practice. So I thought about this person the other day, seriously, and I haven't heard from them in about 3 years. And she said, hey, I was just thinking of you. I said, oh my God, I was just thinking of you too. And I said jokingly, what are you, psychic, kiddingly? So we started talking and everything she said came to my mind. And I felt I did. So when I tell people, trust your intuition, make a game of it. All right, I feel like, all right, I'm going to guess. Say it's a guess, not intuition, because people get confused. It's the same thing. I'm going to guess that there's a parking space over there. Oh, I feel like, don't look at your clock. I just feel as though it's probably around 12:12. Look at your clock. See how close you are to it. My mother, and I absolutely know it's her now that she's been coming to me more. I finally said to her a few months ago, and I said, okay, Mom, I think I'm ready, you know? And all of a sudden I said, show me a sign. She showed me a sign. I didn't believe it. Lana, who I am, psychic medium. Clear as day, she kept on showing me because I would keep asking her. Then I want the same sign.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get it 2 or 3 times, then build off of that.
Okay. This is a good place to take a break right now. We've got another segment coming up. We've got a whole nother half hour, and we're going to get into more things, including how to know how to choose a good psychic medium. You know, if you're out and about in the real world after you get a reading with Lana. So anyway, LanaLouise.com, and we'll see you guys back here in a few minutes.
Experience the healing magic of the Himalayas. Tibetan singing bowl classes and sessions are available at Kopali Inputs, which is located at downtown St. Petersburg, Florida.
Are you longing for the deepest healing of your soul? The kind that transforms you from the soul outward? At JewishHealer.com, Dr. Doran Shalev offers powerful energy healing rooted in the ancient wisdom of Kabbalah, where he heals the body through the soul and the soul through divine connection. Your transformation begins with a single session. Treat yourself and book yours today at JewishHealer.com. All sessions are 50% off through December.
Florida has a great new option for healthy living. Our Natural Health Expos were a hit last year, so 2026 brings more events around Florida. This special event offers health and wellness opportunities for people and pets. High-quality experts in well-being, healing, anti-aging, and natural living. Plus, you'll find speakers, demonstrations, and much more. All details, lists of locations, and discounted admission can be found at naturalwellnessexpo.com. Join us for Spirit Fest, coming soon to a city near you. Spirit Fest is a metaphysical, holistic, and crystal expo featuring an amazing array of vendors, speakers, authors, artists, crystals, healers, psychic readers, and more. Spirit Fest is your chance to explore and connect with others of like mind. Get all details, including our upcoming locations up and down the East Coast, also discounted admission, and more at spiritfestusa.com. Our next event is January 10th and 11th with special guests and special presentations, including psychic explorer, medium Mark Anthony, and also historical researcher, explorer, and author Jim Vieira. More details are coming to our website soon, and we look forward to seeing you at Spirit Fest in 2026. Thank you for coming back and joining us for the last segment of our show. I'm here with psychic medium Lana Louise, and we're having a fascinating discussion about intuition. So what we were talking about was, to me, part of intuition is, say that you're going to go to the grocery store, and then all of a sudden on the way to the grocery store, you think, you know what, I'd like some coffee. I'm going to go get some coffee first. And then and who knows what can unfold or things like that. Those to me are little bits of intuition. And how do we know what is actually intuition from our higher self or what is just an idea that came through our own brain? What's the difference between the two?
So it's kind of like, to me, it's like driving a car, right? So you're going to your destination and you're driving, and all of a sudden you say, oh, I'm going to turn this way. It's more of your gut. It's intuition is your gut, just knowing that this is what we're going to do, knowing that it feels right, knowing this is how we're going to move in this direction. You just know. If I said to you, what's the worst food that you don't like? What's the biggest thing?
Onions.
Onions, right? Me too. I don't like onions. So if I said to you, hey, Mary Ellen, I got you some onions, what would you say?
Oh, okay.
No,
No, thank you.
because your true authentic self knows that you don't like onions.
Right,
So don't compensate just
right.
because something's coming to you, right? Or you think it's coming from you saying, oh, okay, I'll take them. No, you just already know. You
Mm-hmm.
know if you like black or white. You know if you like left or right. You know if you like coffee or tea. You just know.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it comes from. You just know. It's your own GPS navigation. Everybody's dial is different, completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody said, oh, I'll give you $1 million, you need to do this. If it doesn't sit right for me, I will not do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not coming just from me and my gut. But if I need is a bigger question than that, right? Than a different color that I like, a food that I like.
Mm-hmm.
But I just know if I can sit in that time, I can actually close my eyes and say it to myself and see what comes to me, how my body. And the biggest thing is, I'll tell you one thing. If you don't understand intuition, your body is like a pendulum, right? So if you don't know pendulums, but if you use your body, and if you close your eyes, and I said to you, Bobby Joe, you like red. And Bobby Joe's body automatically, her gravity, her intuition, her energy will either pull forward for a yes or go back for a no.
Mm-hmm.
That's a simple test that anybody can do.
Mm-hmm.
And you just know it's building up that trust within yourself. That's
Mm-hmm.
how you know what intuition is. That's
Mm-hmm.
how you know your intuition, you're having that divine connection is
Mm-hmm.
blending with you. It's
Mm-hmm.
not back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
One of the times that I really need to rely on my intuition is when I'm dealing with people. And I deal with a lot of different people. I mean, we all do
Me
at the
too.
bank or the store, or meeting people through friends or whatever. But um, I'm going to use the show as as an
Yep.
example. There might be people that are upset about something. There might be people that just want to come and visit with you. There might be people that want to participate in the shows. There might be the people that run the venues. There might be a lot of different
Yep.
people. And every once in a while, I might get a hit. Something's not right there. So
Yeah.
then I immediately ask myself, is there an obvious prejudice that I might have? Is there something in my ego that I don't like or what? And then I could kind of filter through that pretty quickly. And then if there is, then that to me is a great opportunity just to engage more because that's what I want to get through. I don't want to go through the brain. I want to have the heart connections with people. But
Right.
if I'm thinking that there's something else that's about it there, I can just be just a little bit cautious about what I say or what I might agree to, depending on what the situation is. That would be a really good example of being able to use your intuition quickly without really having to think about it.
And that's funny you said that because everybody has egos, right? And we've all had different experiences. So the funny thing is, and I've learned this, like you said, egos. Why are we not connecting? Why is this not connecting with me? Is it coming from me or to
Mhm.
me? Right? Like we were saying before. So, when you meet somebody or something happened to your life, just pick a name like Nancy. Every time I hear that name, Nancy, oh, it brings me back to the past about this person, this circumstance.
Mhm.
Now, Nancy comes to you and says, I would love to be a vendor at the show. And you're like, mm. So you take a step back and you keep saying her name, Nancy, Nancy, and disconnecting from the past. You're
Right.
pulling her energy in here. Even if you
Mhm.
close your eyes and just picture her and Nancy, then you will feel if it resonates or dissipates.
Mhm. Mhm.
Resonates or dissipates.
Right.
I do that all the time, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I work with a lot of different energy, a lot. And
Uh-huh.
not everybody is for everyone. Let me just say that. I know how I work. I know my love, my passion, but that doesn't make me better than anybody else. I have a lot of respect and I honor a lot of people, but there are some people that are not professional or ethical.
Right.
I just don't resonate with
Right.
them. And I send them love.
Mm-hmm.
I send them love and wish them well on their journey because they're not for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say, whoever I'm supposed to work with, whether it be a company or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it will be appear for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I can, even if I go, oh, okay, it appeared, I'm going to try it and it didn't work out. Well, then it's a lesson. It's
Right.
either you're going to love it or it's going to be a lesson.
Right. Right. Let's talk about mediumship for a little bit. So you mentioned that you hear from your mom now that she's passed over, which is wonderful. That's got to be very heartening, knowing there is no death.
Yeah, and obviously we've all had people that we've lost loved ones and stuff, and not just people but even animals, because to me an animal is still a person. To me it's still a soul.
Yeah.
So like I don't specialize in animal or people. I just whatever and whoever comes through.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I work.
Mm-hmm.
And I work with their souls, and not only do I work with their souls and how I interact with them and how I build up my relationship with my guides, but when it's your loved ones, we don't want to hurt. We don't want to feel the pain.
Right.
I tell everybody, if you ever want a mediumship with me, please, number one, wait at least 6 months.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You are not ready to hear anything I tell you. And not only that, I do not say, oh, who do you want to connect with? I don't do cold calling.
Uh-huh. Right.
Unprofessional and unethical. That'd be
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, Grandma Rosie's here, and yeah, she's making you apple pies. I don't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. And people talk about evidential mediumship. He drove this car, he did this for work. Absolutely. But if you're looking for authentic mediumship and the way I work with my team, your loved ones, but I work on a very deep way into
Uh-huh.
soul.
Right.
Yeah, want to know their name. Well, I may get their name, I may not. Sometimes they come in mumbly, depending on how they pass.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they might not even come in at all. It's
Mm-hmm.
not they don't love you. It's
Right.
it's still evolving on the other side.
Right.
Sometimes people come, oh my God, well, I never met them. I never knew them. Well, they did. They already know you because
Right.
we assignments. And a lot of people don't know, I don't want to talk to that person. No, this is what they're talking to me about.
Mm-hmm.
To be aware of this, this, and this. They see this is what you've gone through. This is what you need to work on. This is my relationship, how I've worked with my guides. With my
Right.
mom, let me talk to you about my mom. My mom, true Catholic, freaked out about this stuff, never understood it. I was a sensitive child, and she was didn't like being vulnerable. So we were very, very opposite. And we had a loving but a very difficult relationship. I love her more now, unfortunately, but even more that she's passed. Do I physically miss her? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But the way she's evolving in working with me, she's so funny too. Because when I started saying to her, all right, Mom, and she showed me a sign, and of course, I'm a psychic medium, intuitive. And I looked and I went, no, I got to be dreaming that. I asked not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 5 times. I said, I asked 5 times like a jerk. And I should have, I did know, but it was almost the pain of, wait a minute, she don't believe in this stuff, but I do.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's her. So 5 times. And how do we connect with our loved ones and ask our guides and build up that relationship? It's trust, it's love, and not looking to what you specifically want. sometimes they'll throw things out and give you those nudges
Mm-hmm.
that how they're going to communicate, because they work at different levels as they evolve.
Mm-hmm.
So with my mom, she throws me coins. Now, how I know that's my mom, I just know. My gut, I just know.
Mm-hmm.
It's she's come to me once, clear day, clear, and I said, don't do that again, because I'm not ready for it still. My sister comes to me all the time.
Uh-huh.
Now
Nice.
it's like they're in competition who comes more to me.
Oh, that's funny.
And then I go, okay, I'm spent, leave me alone. But my mother throws coins. And that is the first usually thing on that level of vibration that your loved ones do, is they
Mm-hmm.
throw coins
Mm-hmm.
on their energy.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And then sometimes they play with electronics
Yes.
because of their energy. I can't
Yeah.
tell you how many times I was going live, my computer keeps going out.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, it might be different. I feel them near me.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I get a smell of them.
Wow.
Sometimes I hear their voice.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I see them clearly. So those are the signs. When I do a mediumship, if you don't know your sign, you'll eventually know. Just I'm the vessel. You can use me, but I want people to trust that love. How can you not talk to your loved ones because they're not physically here, but you can pray to God? I never
Oh, yeah.
understood that. I
Mm-hmm.
never did. So I would always talk to my deceased loved ones, even when I was little. My grandma would be like, who are you talking about? Oh, I'm talking to Auntie Peggy. And she'd be like, oh, yeah, okay. She'd shut the door, have fun. But then, because children, I will tell you, there is no fear. There is no religion that is taught. We are purely wide open of the purest form of love. That's why children always see things much clearer. Do you ever
Mm-hmm.
see a baby being videotaped from the nest or whatever, and they see babies there
Yeah.
playing and laughing?
Yeah.
See spirits so easily.
Yeah. Let's change the subject for just a second. And there's been a couple of times where we've been together in a group of people, of professionals, and somebody has said, "Oh, so and so came through to me," and it wasn't even somebody that they knew. And we both go, does that sound right? Does that sound like that would be something? What would you caution people if people are making claims about channeling to
Okay.
maybe be cautious of? Like, I can channel anything in the angelic realm, or, certain claims that people make as mediums.
Yeah. So, even not just as a medium, but as an intuitive, I think as a medium, when I train people, I tell all my students, don't ever let me hear you going up to somebody and say, oh, I got a message for you.
Mm-hmm.
Unethical. You don't understand where that person came from, what they've been through. You ask permission, and it has to be the time of place. But say if you're, like you said, somebody said, oh, I have a message and I want to give it to you, and nobody's connecting with it. Sometimes I don't do that. It's for me, I just don't do that. I
No,
just
you don't. But there's just so many people out there that aren't who they say that they are. And that's something that I think is a service that we do. At Spirit Fest, we vet all of the readers, mediums, astrologers, everybody before they're able to be at the show. So that kind of takes that out. Is
yeah.
unfortunately there are a lot of frauds or people who have an ability maybe that doesn't quite match up to what they believe that it is.
And you know what? And that's okay, because if they came up to you or whatever, like nobody would ever do that to me. Somebody tried doing that to me a few weeks ago. I said, They're like, oh, I go, don't. You'll never be able to get in. I have a steel door. You'll never be able to read me. I don't let anybody read me
Uh-huh.
except, oh, that's it. And they're overseas. And I said to them, well, and I've seen it happen, to be quite honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
at different not your events, but at different events. And I've seen it happen. And I just do this and I say, okay, this is not my ego. This is just not how I work. I
Right.
need to turn my head and walk the other way.
Right.
But if somebody comes up to you in that instance, says, oh, I have a message and it doesn't resonate. That's
Right.
it.
Right.
I would first say, did you ask me permission to give me a message?
Right.
Like, I didn't allow you to work with me. That's number one. Number two, if anybody's looking for intuitive psychic mediums, not everybody's going to resonate with them. I feel as though whoever resonates with you, you will be guided. Look up, and they can have a beautiful website too. Try to inquire about it. Also, read up on the testimonials. Look at their education. And some people like myself, it was kind of weird because I was in this at so young, and other professional psychic mediums were looking at me like, what is she, a copycat? Or where is this coming from? But they all knew. But it was hard for me at my age, and then even doubting myself and not trusting my abilities. And that's what I had to build up my own love. Not worry about whether people accepted me or not, as long as I was in that space of love and my own truth. And of course, yes, had professional training and fine tuning. But if somebody does that, if somebody's looking for a professional medium, one, go ask somebody, ask someone, how were they with you? This and that. But don't ever call me and or message me and go, oh, I want to talk to Uncle Henry. No.
Right. Yeah. That's
I
very,
don't work
very
that
difficult.
way. And some people do, and honestly, if somebody said, okay, you got 15 minutes, which I don't do 15 minutes, I get too much information. They're like, oh, I want to connect with, I can easily tap in, but is that being honest and authentic? No, that's not going to help them. They're just going to use me to validate what they want to hear. So that's not authentic to me.
Right. Right. Yeah, and we know that it is challenging finding good quality readers and healers and things these days, and that's important, and that's why we don't want to just talk about who we think is great. We want to talk about things that you might want to look out for,
Yeah.
and that's how
I, I think do your homework, see if it resonates. Sometimes the best psychics and mediums don't have a huge following. They don't. I was in the closet for a long time. I hate social media, but I love my people. But I think it's if they vibe with you, even sometimes if you look at their picture, even sometimes if you don't, I never have to see anybody. I tell everybody, I don't need to see you. I do sessions over the phone or whether it be WhatsApp or Zoom sometimes. And it's funny as though as much as I speak and I can publicly speak, I'm actually really shy when I do sessions.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like anybody watching me because I get a whole nother zone.
Yeah. When I've seen you do readings, you've usually got a paper in front of you and you're writing on the paper. You're writing the notes.
Sometimes, yeah, I scribble. Always see me do this because I just spirit's working with me. I get that feeling. Yeah. I think if you're looking for a professional psychic intuitive medium, I think whoever resonates with you, I think you will be divinely guided. I think going to Spirit Fest, you have a lot of professional psychic mediums. I think sometimes I have people stop and look, and inside I go, nope, because I'm not for them. Now, sometimes they'll stand there and I'll be like, in my head, I'll be like, I'm not for her. And I'll say, can I ask you a question? Like, what are you looking for? Mediumship. I want to connect with. I go, stop. I'm not for you. Please go so-and-so down there. I just know. But I think I will never turn anybody away. But if it doesn't resonate with me, it just doesn't. And I think honest, authentic psychic mediums, they know who they're supposed to work with. I have no problem saying no. I can't heal everybody. I can only guide them. But I looking for a professional, have someone recommend you, get some information from them. Make sure on their website you know how they work.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever reason, people never says, wait till 6 months. I get them all the time. Well, how long is your 6 months? Yeah, I send out an invoice to pay it. They sign the waiver. They're like, oh, they just passed away 3 weeks ago. Why would you do that to yourself? I already knew. I already
Right.
knew. No, it hasn't been 6 months. You know?
Wow. Wow. That's
Yeah.
tough. Gee.
Don't
Yeah,
wait
and
it.
I found that a lot of times when there's a lot of people that toot their own horn on their website, I think that the references and the testimonials and things speak for themselves. And I think the people that really, that they're the number one psychic in the world, or, the moniker that they're going to use and things like that, sometimes that might be a flag, and you might want to ask why. Now, it might be very accurate, but it might be just something to look at, I guess. And I've said this before, if you don't have a website, that is a flag to me. If you're professional about your business and you want people to be able to find you, you'll have a website, even if it's just one page that shows a picture of you and where people could get in touch with you. But when people apply to our show and they don't have a website, saying, oh, I don't want to be in the public eye, for somebody who's professional, it's also a way for you to not have any accountability. If you give readings and they're not good, nobody's going to be able to find you afterwards. So that's
Right.
something else to consider for people too. So that's just
Yeah.
something that we look at. So our time is about up. We've been chatting for a while, and I know that we could easily go on for another hour. But I want to remind everybody, LanaLouise.com. And if you're on the Transformation Network and you look at today's show, you'll see Lana, and all of her information is on there too, her social media sites and everything as well. And our website is spiritfestusa.com. We also are doing natural wellness expos, and those start in May. I believe our first one is in Melbourne, naturalwellnessexpo.com. And then we also have an umbrella page, the Sanctuary Network, or the Sanctuary for Mind, Body, and Spirit on Facebook and Instagram. So people can always find us there. So, but hopefully you guys will check in with Lana, go to her page, look at what she's got in the way of sessions, and find her at Spirit Fest. So if not before, hopefully we'll be seeing you in Fort Myers at the end of May. On our Spirit Fest USA website is the entire list of all of the shows for the year and where they're located and everything. So we always offer discounted admission on the website before the shows as well. Some of the venues are getting tricky now, though. They won't let us sell. They want to sell the tickets for us, and then we
Really?
can't do the discounted. That would be the only time that we wouldn't. But
Well, they always know where to reach out to you. And I
yes,
always
they
share
do.
information as
Yes,
well.
yes.
So
So anyway, yeah. But thank you everybody for enjoying this show, and we look forward to seeing everybody for our live shows on each Wednesday. So everybody, thank you, and Lana, I really appreciate your time, and I can't wait to talk
much.
to you more soon.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much. Take
bye
care.
everybody.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you for spending this time with me here on the Sanctuary Network. Tune in every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern on the Transformation Network as we gather to share stories, wisdom, and practices that remind us of something essential. Sanctuary isn't just a place you go, it's a space you create in your heart, your home, and your daily life. I hope today's conversation sparks something in you, a sense of belonging, a new idea, or simply a reminder that you are not alone on this journey. If this touched you, please share it with someone who could use a little light. Together we can grow this circle of sanctuary and inspire a ripple of healing around the world. And don't forget, the journey continues at spiritfestusa.com, thesanctuarynetwork.com, and naturalwellnessexpo.com. And of course, every week right here on Transformation Network. Until next time, may you be well, may you be inspired, and may you live fully in sanctuary.